What the fuck is recording pending?
You're recording, mate.
Oh, fucking fine now. Hey.
Great
Stop listening to me! Fuck's sake. Now you put me off. Fuck you, Andrew. Merry Christmas. Go and fuck yourself.
You still record.
I know. I don't give a fuck. Right. Welcome to this week's episode of That Fitbaw Show. Unfortunately, some guests couldn't join us because, well, the bell ends, but, oh well, shit happens. So, this week, I had a topic, and I forgot what the topic was, so I'll start way earlier on the day. I was watching the Burnley and Everton game, and Burnley played quite well. Don't know what the game finished, mind you, but Burnley did they finish one each?
Yeah.
Well,
Calvert-Lewin equalised from a Richarlison assist.
Well, Everton must have been fucking lucky because Burnley was up 1-0 in fucking inside 3 minutes.
Yeah. No, they equalised around half time.
No, I wouldn't say lucky. They did deserve their goal. So the way they played.
I think I watched Burnley, and for what I seen of Burnley, they were. I do think that Everton were pretty shite.
Considering they were really good at the start of the season, and they've just fallen and they've dipped, it's just a bit mad right now.
Here's a stat for you: 1 win in 7 for Everton.
Sounds Celtic.
No, because if it was Celtic, they wouldn't have it.
That is, for a top 6 side, well, meant to be top 6, that is rubbish.
That's what I was saying to my dad. Everton topped the table, 2 weeks ago or something? And now they're like, we just nearly get pumped.
You mean in September?
Yeah, it was more than 2 weeks ago, mate.
Whatever. I've not been paying much attention.
Talking about football, can we just mention Timo Werner's miss today against Leeds?
I never saw it.
That was incredible.
It was awful.
I never even watched the Leeds game.
Luckily, Chelsea won it 3-1. But I saw it on Twitter, and it was like, I don't know how exactly it went, but he somehow managed to get from the near the goal line against the bar, I think it was, wasn't it?
It was against the goalkeeper, wasn't it? Like he passed it out. He passed it out of the goal line.
Yeah, it was stupid.
It's honestly astonishing how he didn't score that. Like we could have scored that.
Was that at Stamford Bridge today? Aye.
Yeah.
Where he belts it off the bar.
It was off the bar.
Oh, was it off the bar? Oh, even worse then.
My granny could have scored that.
Right.
My granny could have scored that. I could have scored that.
I think Leeds' issue was obviously that Robin Cox injury. Because it went off after just before the 10-minute mark.
You says, do you know what Leeds' problem is? And I was going to say something, but I was like, do you know what? No, I'm not going to.
Okay.
I will say, fuck all.
Because if you say something, we'll say something back about Celtic.
Aye, that I know. I can't be arsed.
Aye.
I fucking finished with Celtic, man. Oh, for fuck's sake! For fuck's sake! When technology doesn't work for me, can't start phoning me. I should have put my phone into vibrate, but then she would have moaned if I never answered. Hello, Tappy. Wee chubby wee.
Anyway,
no,
I hope you've got good editing skills.
I use YouTube editor, so fuck my life. Right, so back to what I was saying.
Oh, shite Celtic.
Fuck up.
I think it was about that, though, Oscar. I think it was about that.
Listen, you bunch of wankers. Fuck up.
Hey, we were talking about that, right?
Oh, fucking.
Oscar, who have Liverpool got?
Wolves tomorrow at home with fans as well.
Yeah.
Aye, there was a couple of fans at Stamford Bridge, weren't there?
Mm.
Yeah.
And at West Ham.
Talking about fans at football grounds, what are your guys' thoughts on Millwall fans booing the kneeling down for the racism campaign?
Well,
Millwall fans were booing that.
I was shocked. I mean, well, I'm not shocked at Millwall.
It being Millwall.
I
I'm
could
more
make a
shocked.
comment, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, it's one of them things.
I saw it, I was like, what the fuck?
You know,
Yeah.
because if I travel
You
to
do, right. I know people don't agree with it, but you don't boo it. That's the thing. Do you? I mean, you guys can.
I mean, I wouldn't boo it. Obviously, there is people that get, you know what I mean, racially segregated and institutionalised racism and all that sort of stuff.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I actually know somebody who has been a victim of it, so obviously
Yeah, exactly.
it is only fair. I mean, when you look at it, there are. I'm trying to think. When you look at, say, Parliament, right? There aren't very many black people in Parliament. You know? And
Yeah.
shit like that. But there's more and more black people coming in, and people start to recognise what black people have contributed, not just to football, but to everything, to the arts, to politics, to anything. To football especially. I mean, Terry Henry he might not say that he's black. I don't know if he would say I am black, but he might say he's mixed race,
Yeah.
which I've got absolutely nothing against black people at all. There is
Neither do I, honestly.
No.
Racism in 2020 should not be a thing. Like,
Well,
racism.
obviously, in this country, obviously.
On that level, it's unacceptable. I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know, like, how that can happen.
Obviously, in other countries.
Obviously,
where,
no acceptable, but yeah.
Obviously, in other countries where racism is, it's there, like it's significant. But obviously, in this country and like all the main countries that know how to deal with them, it's just a shock to me that in football, in Formula One, in any single sport, any single like event, there's going to be racism. There's going to be threats. You up?
Any walk of life, racism is everywhere.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. Shocking,
it's not just a football issue, but I think if we use a football as an example, like it shouldn't happen. I hope you agree with me on that one.
I mean, you can't be racist in modern day if you're a football supporter. Could you imagine, as Russell Howard says, could you imagine being racist and a Chelsea supporter? Who scored Drogba? Fuck off!
Exactly.
Fucking,
Exactly.
how many people in England, how many top tier clubs in England have football players that are black? Everyone?
Yeah.
Even if you think back to, well, nowadays, obviously, like most clubs, quite recently have had black players that have become legends for the club. Like, for example, Drogba, Henry, Yaya Toure, people like
Sadio
that. Sadio Mane is like a new one, yeah. And he does a lot for
You get
Senegal. But yeah, there's people, there's black players in every single team. Like Mane, Fernandinho, there's Pepe, there's Zaha,
there's
Rashford, Pogba,
Rudiger.
Zuma, yeah, Abraham, people like that. And it's just mad that people.
what's that French boy that plays for Tottenham?
And Ndombele.
No,
Sissoko.
the other boy, Luca or something. His name is. No, I can't mind his name.
Lucas. It's Brazilian.
Is it Lucas?
Lucas
He's
Moura.
Balky.
Yeah, Lucas
Is
Moura.
it Aye. He was alright. Racism.
This is the guy. Yeah, this is the guy yesterday, guys, who thought that Griezmann played for Spurs.
Don't start. Don't start. I can't be asked. I'm not having a good week. Can't be asked this. Fucking you can't.
Go on, talk us through Celtic then, Aaron.
Yeah, go on, Aaron.
Oh, listen, we don't have enough time to talk about Celtic today. We don't have enough time to talk about Celtic, period. We need a fucking live show for that. Oh, they're a fucking mess.
Talking of my football team, Man City, we won today, which is a thing that Celtic can't do.
Andrew, shut the fuck up. Have you ever won a European Cup, Andrew?
No, we're going to.
No, you haven't. Well, get it right fucking up, you. Because we have, in the harder era, in the 60s,
how long ago? How long ago?
How long ago was 1967? 53 years ago?
Okay.
Last European final was like 17 years ago. We've been pish ever since. Well, no pish, I wouldn't say pish, but we're doing alright. I mean, we beat Manchester United at Parkgate and at Old Trafford.
I mean, you're not having the best of times, are you, Aaron? Recently.
No.
Like, why is that? Why do you think that's the case, though?
Because just the universe just decides,
Celtic, right?
fuck that cunt there. Just the Celtic just that's fucking disgusting, man. They need to get a grip of themselves, put it that way. Or there's gonna be fucking heads are gonna roll for that fucking boardroom, man.
Celtic have made like good signings. They got that Laxalt, who I do rate personally, is a good player.
Yeah,
And since we've signed him, we've never won a game.
Shane Duffy, who was just horse piss.
Shane Duffy, the greatest player in the Brighton squad, I say fuck. And a fucking parallel universe is great. He's fucking shite. George Edmondson and Jordan Jones were at a fucking party in the West End. Fucking about 80,000 Celtic supporters phoned up the Polish trying to say that fucking Shane Duffy was with them. Fucking take that cunt away, you man. Jail the bastard. Fucking hell, man. I'm a better defender than Shane Duffy. And I hardly played in defence because I think the last time I played in defence I nearly broke somebody's leg. So that's a thing.
Yeah.
I'm a great player. Just don't play me in defence because I cause fucking serious injury. Somebody says I should come wrapped in brown paper with one of the caution signs on me if I'm in defence. Caution can cause serious injury. And I nearly broke the poor boy's leg and I felt really bad and he's like, listen, you're alright. He says, nothing's broken, it's just sore. I never even meant the tackle to be bad. Fucking. Anyway, Celtic are shite. Let's move on. Don't you two start laughing at me.
I feel bad for a country.
During the week,
So
if I'm right, Paris Saint-Germain get beat, didn't they?
No, they beat Man United.
They beat Manchester United.
no,
I'm actually going to go through the games now. I don't want the UEFA Nations League. Leave me alone. Well, let's see. This week's matches. I don't even want to see Barcelona's games because Barcelona can't even beat a fucking egg with a hammer.
They got beat tonight by Cadiz.
Yeah.
They won Wednesday night against Ferencváros. Who the fuck is that?
Hungarian team.
Yeah, Hungarian.
Are they?
Ferencváros.
They're not the. Who the fuck is all that noise? Fuck's sake, I need to edit that one off. This is gone no very fucking well for me.
I think just leave it in and call it the bloopers, mate.
Fuck's sake.
Celtic season 2020-21.
Shut the fuck up.
Season review.
Right, so this week you had Shakhtar Donetsk beat the 15th.
Where's the host? I thought you had this written down already.
I don't write things down. Not very often. No, what I had written down was on a big pad. I have it written down. I have it all marked when I'm doing the football show. Even though it's Saturday, I marked it down as Friday. I've wrote that you and Andrew are on, and a couple other people could are maybe. And next week, somebody is joining. That isn't us. Salzburg beat Lokomotiv Moscow 3-1 in Moscow.
What was up for Salzburg there?
They could be heading into the knockouts ahead of Atletico.
I'm quite surprised that Shakhtar Donetsk came out and battered Real Madrid like that, but
There was that young Brazilian for Shakhtar that's like really, really good, and like funny scored and got an assist. Can't remember his name though.
Dentinho.
I don't know.
It depends which position.
I think he's like a attacking mid or a winger or forward.
Tyson.
Like, I think he probably he's like 20 years old.
Me.
Yeah, and I was reading about it. He was like, oh, how this Brazilian wonder kid showed himself to the world by helping Shakhtar beat Real Madrid.
I mean, you wouldn't expect Real Madrid won it that many times. I think they're like going, can be arsed.
Nah, I think they get found out, don't they?
Aye. I mean, I don't think.
You can't do anything about that in that moment.
I don't think Real Madrid are actually that good a team. I mean, they played and they've done all right, but they're not really that good a team, are they?
There it is. I found his name. It's that Tete guy. It's Tete from Stratford. That's that 2021 young Brazilian forward, and he apparently dominated.
They ripped fucking Real Madrid apart. It was actually quite. I had to take my eyes away from the telly because it was just sad to watch Real Madrid get battered because they were getting absolutely humped.
It was kind of a good thing, kind of refreshing, because otherwise you would have expected, like, what, 3-0 Real Madrid? It's not really worth watching that, is it?
Real Madrid don't win the next game, they're into the Europa League.
Yeah.
When's the last time Real Madrid played in the Europa League? Fucking hell, man.
Never.
That's painful.
Never dropped out of the Champions League into the Europa League. That's never happened before.
Ooh, that would be painful, man.
Well, so the Shakhtar, Real Madrid, who else is in the group? Gladbach, isn't it?
Inter and Gladbach.
Yeah.
Is that? I was just
Gladbach,
about to.
Gladbach first, Inter second, or something like that.
I was just
Inter
about to mention that actually, because that was the game I was going to move on to next. Was Borussia Mönchengladbach and Inter Milan. Inter Milan scraped by it 3-2.
And there was controversy with VAR again.
They were very lucky.
Inter could have, Mönchengladbach could have drawn the game, but yeah. VAR.
Considering Inter have a team full of like Premier League rejects, they do quite well.
Sounds like Manchester City.
Inter are not doing that great in the Champions League.
I would say AC Milan isn't doing that great, but let's move on.
AC Milan, I swear they beat Celtic 4-2, you know.
I think it did beat Celtic. Yeah, fuck off, Andrew.
And they're top of Serie A as well.
Yeah.
You struggle to beat Olympiacos, you cunts. Fuck off. My granny could beat Olympiacos.
You mean Porto?
You mean Porto?
No, it says Manchester City Olympiacos last week.
No, we played Porto, drew 0-0 to Porto this week.
Wednesday the 25th. I'm talking about last week.
Jesus' goal was not worthy of being off the VAR. It probably was, but hey ho. Just saying that from a Man City fan. I was want the VAR to fuck off.
Does anybody want two cats? Because I did my backing he done. And they're not bothering me now. But if my cat does step down on my laptop, I will go nuts. Anyway, moving on. Marseille beat Olympiacos 2-1. Did they watch it?
I swear it was too high. But Payet scored 2 penalties.
Marseille's one of the teams where you know they're quite good, but you never watch them.
Let's be honest.
They're right.
They're famous, but they're not good.
They're okay now. They've got good players, but they're not the best team in the world, are they?
It's like Borussia Mönchengladbach, you know they're an alright team. They're above average, but they can't ever seize them, do they? Unless you're either watching...
Well, a right goal for Mönchengladbach in the league. Scored a scorpion kick, I believe.
I mean, Bundesliga highlights used to be really good, but I don't find them as good anymore. Atalanta, before I move on to that one, Atletico Madrid beat Bayern Munich.
They drew.
They drew, sorry. My mistake.
1-1. Yeah.
Bit of a weird result, you know, because obviously everyone would have thought Bayern, they won it quite convincingly last year. They've done the same again, but they drew to Leipzig today.
The thing is, Bayern are already through, aren't they? And they were through before that game, so.
Yeah,
Bayern doesn't improve.
Drew to Leipzig, I think today, didn't they? I think they drew 3-3 to Leipzig.
What a game. I watched it. It's a great game.
I think after beating Tottenham 10-2 or something like that, and then beating Barcelona 8-0, it's like they've got nothing to prove as a team. That they're impressive, and that's all about it. You know what I mean?
Oh, they're rejoiceful. Yeah.
What did you say, Oscar?
They're a joy to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, just Andy, they can just draw with people effortlessly because they're no like. I don't really want to pronounce that Danish one, Midtjylland and Midtjylland or something, whatever it's called. I don't know.
Yeah, Midtjylland here.
So Midtjylland, they would have something to prove. You know what I mean? Because they're no like Bayern Munich great or Liverpool great or fucking something like that. So Bayern's got nothing to prove after what they've done. Neither has Liverpool. When Liverpool beat Ajax 1-0.
Yeah, with youngsters. We started Kelleher in goal because Alisson was injured, and he did a great job. Kept a clean sheet. Curtis Jones scored.
Yeah, that Kelleher played really well for you, didn't he?
Yeah, he made a save in the 88th minute that won us the game, basically. So, you know, big up for Kelleher.
Aye, Liverpool. Was that the one where Phil Jones did score with the outside his foot?
What, Phil Jones, yeah?
Aye, is it Phil Jones, the Liverpool player, on Tuesday?
You mean Curtis Jones?
Is it Curtis Jones? I don't know all the players' names, man. There's too many players. I think we should start killing some players. Ethnically cleansed football players now.
Oh yeah, I love Celtic's main striker right now, Scott Brown.
Do you know, actually, on Instagram, I actually seen a post last night. It was a photo. It was the photos of the night Scott Brown scored the winner against Hamilton. Celtic were really tripping near themselves. They were tired. They looked tired. And Hamilton, we had went 1-0 up, and Hamilton had scored, and it was 1-0 all the way up until like the last 20 minutes was pretty. It was the atmosphere was starting to really build, and Scott Brown charges up the park and scores. And I was looking at the photos, going, I was actually there, watching that game in the stadium. What a fucking feeling when Scott Brown put the ball in it. Something the whole fucking Celtic team can't even do. I actually miss the older Celtic, you know, that we actually used to be able to win games, you know, and not get put out after Ross County. I mean, moving on anyway, for my fucking depressing thoughts, and you two fucking smug wanks.
We've been through. Well, I've been through. We've both been through, Aaron. Me and Oscar. You know, of having those times where you just don't win a thing. Man City before the money. Liverpool in 2011, 2012 when they had Downing on the wing and Shelby in midfield.
Nah, well,
And
Manchester
David
City
got.
fans never existed until about fucking 20 years ago.
Ha 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 ha.
They didn't.
Don't diss the heritage that we have, mate. Come on.
Celtics get heritage. Where is your cunt's heritage?
Colin Bell, Lee Francis, Georgie Kincladze, Richard Dunn, mate.
Made by refugees.
Bert Troutman when he broke his neck in the FA Cup final and carried on playing.
Yeah.
Classic Man City players. And yeah,
Former prisoner of war. Ben
I
Troutman.
think quite a lot of people are like former prisoners of war after, obviously.
Dennis, he played for City. He actually relegated United. So thank you, Dennis Law. You'll always be a hero in my heart.
I can see us getting a lot of hate watching from Manchester United supporters.
Bring,
It's just
bring it
fucking
on.
bastards.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to because I'll just get myself into trouble and I'm not going to do that. It's not a good point.
He's at the wheel. He's at the wheel. He's crashed it 5 years ago, mate. He went on
Awesome.
M25 and crashed it. Bro.
Crashed the wheel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Drew with Man City on Tuesday.
Yep. Already through. So, played well in that game.
Is Leipzig through?
No.
Leipzig through now because they just scraped it past Istanbul.
No, that's is it that group that's like really, really tight? So there's Man United, PSG, and Leipzig all fighting to get through.
They're all on 9 points, aren't they?
Yeah,
So,
let's have 3, so it's very, very close to the next game.
Well, in the next round, through to the next round, you've got Bayern and Atletico Madrid. Bayern breezed through with 13 points.
Atletico are not through yet.
It's come up. It's highlighted them in blue. It says next round, blues for the next round. They've got 6 points. It says Europa League group stage. Red Bull Salzburg and Lokomotiv Moscow have 3 points.
Atletico they're not through just yet. They need to win. And Salzburg need to not win, basically.
I think that's as it stands, obviously.
Yeah.
As it stands now, in Group B, Borussia Mönchengladbach. Bear in mind they've all played the same amount of games, right? Borussia Mönchengladbach has got 8 points. Shakhtar Donetsk has got 7. Real Madrid is in 3rd with 7.
Yeah.
Real Madrid has only scored 9 goals in the competition this season.
Who are Real Madrid playing next?
Good question.
Mönchengladbach.
Borussia Mönchengladbach next week.
So if Gladbach win or draw, and then Shakhtar win or draw, then Real Madrid go into the
Europa League. Yeah.
If I'm quite honest, I don't see Real Madrid winning their next game against Borussia Mönchengladbach.
I think it's going to be a draw.
I reckon it'll be like a 1-1 draw, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
I think Mönchengladbach will beat them.
It'll be a 1-1 or 2-1 to each team, probably Mönchengladbach. So I reckon 1-1.
That's them 3rd. So if Mönchengladbach beat them, or even if Shakhtar Donetsk win, and it's a draw for Real Madrid, Real Madrid are out.
Yep.
And Inter Milan are bottom.
Mhm.
It was so funny just seeing the karma of the spoiled Real Madrid fans getting knocked out to go to the Europa League.
Aye, like watching England getting beat at the World Cup.
Like, the way they've treated some players in the past, Real Madrid, has been disgusting. The way they treated Ronaldo shit after he played bad in like one
James
game.
Rodriguez, Bale,
Rodriguez, Gareth Bale, yeah, like, it's just horrific.
Casillas.
Casillas as well. Like they didn't like them properly, like for a club legend like Casillas.
But a club like Real Madrid, they're a lot of. They're arrogant, you know.
They're a bit snobbish.
Aye, they're snobs. They're arrogant snobs. I mean, we've got them in England. We've got them in Scotland. They've got them in France. They've got them in Germany.
They've got them everywhere, but like with Real Madrid, it's evident. Like you have the fans everywhere, and you get fans that just come out with rubbish about players and coaches, and
They used to pay
do you really support them? Or
they used to pay off referees, I'm pretty sure. Because years ago, Celtic played Inter Milan and what? No, Inter Milan. Real Madrid in about 1980 or something. Far better team. We were the far better team. But somehow still lost the game. Okay. The referee had a lot of questionable decisions.
That's Real Madrid for you.
Aye, exactly. But we're still sure. It was like the Italian teams years ago were bribing people, weren't they? That's how Dundee United never won anything. I think it was the UEFA Cup they were going on to win, but didn't because something like Juventus or something, Napoli or something paid the referee or something.
I still remember a few years ago when Fulham knocked out Juventus and Atletico Madrid to make a way to the final of the Europa League.
That sounds like a punchline to a joke, didn't it?
I was thinking of one. But no, it's just the same with that. Like Fulham, obviously.
Who won it that season?
Huh?
Who won it that season? Hamburg.
It may have been. Well, I know they beat Juventus, but I think it may have been Atletico in the final. Or maybe it's more like Hamburg. I think they beat Juventus and got all the way to the final. But this is the same competition that Middlesbrough have got to the final as well, quite recently. So.
That is madness. I mean, see when you think about it. I never even heard anything there. I was everything.
And yet Celtic can't get out of their group.
Shut the fuck up! Bunch of assholes. Real Madrid.
Come on, Aaron. You should be getting out of that group. At least like second to AC Milan.
I'm waiting for Aaron to title this video. By two English people.
Andrew, shut the fuck up.
Rangers are 11 points ahead.
I'm never going to be allowed to fucking forget that they were 11 points ahead at one point.
No, you will forget it.
Even if Celtic wins the league this year, all I'm going to get is, oh, by the way, do you remember when fucking the Rangers were 11 points ahead of you? Go and fuck yourselves, man.
Aaron, we will forget.
You wouldn't care about that. You've won the league.
Guys, it's meant to the point of like, people don't let Rangers forget that when they were in the third division and all that, they were getting beat off of Stirling Albion and Alloa and all that. You don't let your rivals forget these things. But at one point, they were far ahead. They do have quite an impressive performance this season. even though they have at least a penalty a game, which shouldn't be happening, but it doesn't matter. If the league finishes, when the league finishes in May or June, which it will, we'll just find out who comes out on top. Oh fuck! I hope it's Celtic, man. Fucking hope it's Celtic. Moving to my dad. My dad's at the back. Don't think he can see me.
See,
Probably.
Aaron, I thought you were gonna come out with a fair statement then until you said, "I really do hope." That's
I do hope. Obviously, I'm not going to lie. It's like Alan McCoist. Alan McCoist obviously wants Rangers to win every game, but Alan McCoist is fair. If Rangers aren't playing well, he's very fair against teams, which is what I like about him. But he is a Rangers man. He is. He's no Mr. Rangers, but he is a very big Rangers fan, which is what I like about him, because he sticks with his club.
I mean, you could say the same with like Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher.
Exactly.
They
I have
obviously,
respect for that.
they obviously won their team.
Carragher, because he is an Everton fan.
Jamie Carragher's an Everton fan.
Yep.
Yeah, but he wants Liverpool to win. It's obvious.
Jamie Carragher is not an Everton fan.
No, he is.
He
is. Like he's a childhood Everton fan, but he wants Liverpool to win.
That Rooney was a Celtic fan. Jamie Carragher is legitimately an Everton fan.
Aye, maybe he used to be, but maybe he's a
Right,
Liverpool fan now.
there's an explanation to this. He is an Everton fan, right? It's true, but he wants Liverpool to win because he did play for them.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, but when if I don't know, I'm trying to think of a player here.
Wayne Rooney, he's a Celtic fan through.
What are you jabbering now, you cunt?
You saying that Rooney was a Celtic fan?
Rooney
Well,
is a
clearly
Celtic
not.
fan.
Comments. Violet Aaron.
Rooney is a Celtic fan. You're just jealous because he doesn't support your bunch of shite.
I don't want that hairless Shrek to support my club, thank you very much.
Listen, we've got the top dog. We've got Snoop Dogg that supports the Celtic.
Snoop Dogg supports everyone.
Snoop Dogg supports Celtic. So does Coolio.
Aaron. Don't.
I've seen Coolio at Parkhead, and you can't deny that Coolio is a Celtic supporter if I've seen him at Parkhead. Like Bridges.
He's promoting. He's obviously there for commercial reasons, not because he's a Celtic fan.
It probably is like a pure heavy Celtic fan. But he did come out with a scarf. I'm convinced he's a Celtic fan. It says it's a great honour to be here. So I'm convinced he's a Celtic fan. Snoop Dogg's a Celtic fan. You cunts are jealous. And that's fucking the end of that.
Snoop Dogg can be any football fan. Like,
I think Snoop Dogg only supports the Celtic because of the green, but makes sense.
He likes Celtic because the green and support them.
Listen, I'm convinced they're Celtic supporters. Like,
right.
What's her name that was
we've got fans that just sticks Man City and don't change. We've got Ricky Hatton, great boxer, Man City.
See, because Michelle Keegan supports Manchester City, doesn't mean you can sit and lecture me about fucking celebrities, right?
Michelle Keegan, yeah.
Half of your so-called Celtic fans don't actually support Celtic.
Don't step in it, Andrew.
Do you realise that?
Leave it.
Michelle Keegan is a lovely woman, and I'm glad she supports the proud football club that is Manchester City. Just saying.
Did you, aye?
Yeah.
Anyway, you put me off, you cunt, so I forgot what I was saying.
Oscar, mate, Oscar, mate, did you know that actually Allison is a Man City fan because he came to the Etihad once?
What?
I'm just
Alison is a Man City fan.
I'm spewing up Aaron logic right now. Oh, yeah.
Alison is a Man City
Sheeran's
fan.
Man City fan. He played at the Etihad twice. Must be a City fan.
Must be.
You're just being a knob. Andrew, this is all your fault. It's a pure disaster. See, we usually like to have a nice professional show, but you're just being a ball bag, Andrew.
This is the bloopers. This is the bloopers, everyone. You know, when more people come on, we have more discussions with them, and
This is all
discuss
getting
like the
edited,
predict.
you bossack.
Huh?
This is getting edited, bossack.
Oh
Fuck's sake.
well. This is like the the non-serious one, which we just have a chat and a laugh about things. And when
One serious one with the mention of Wayne Rooney being a Celtic supporter, even
Yeah.
though it is common knowledge that he's an Everton fan, and everyone knows that.
But you can't turn around and say, oh, he supports one club, so he can't support this club. I support Barcelona. But I'm obviously a Celtic supporter. Andrew's that fucking. But do you know one thing? Fuck, it's gone again. I mean, but you've got, as we were saying, but about Real Madrid and that, like, teams can be unlucky, and teams can be just borderline bad, and then they can be absolute pish. I mean, Zenit St. Petersburg, quite impressive club. Usually put on an impressive performance.
racist bastards they are.
Pumped 3-0. Sevilla, 4, 5, 6-time winners of the UEFA Cup, the Europa League, if you don't know what the UEFA Cup is. Humped 4-0 after Chelsea. You know? Like, why?
You know.
But, moving on. Who've Liverpool got the more again?
Wolves.
Wolves. I think they'll beat them, but just because Wolves are quite impressive.
Wolves, though, haven't got their striker in Jimenez, have they?
And Celtic haven't
Yeah,
got
but
a proper keeper, have they?
I still expect
Aaron.
tough game.
I'm having a bad week.
I love how I mentioned about Wolves not having their striker, and then Aaron just goes something about Celtic and the keeper.
Fucking shite. Who's Manchester City got?
We've played today. We played Fulham.
What happened there?
1-2-0.
Yay.
Sterling scored in like the first few minutes, and then De Bruyne scored a penalty. We actually scored a penalty.
Well, that's nice. Don't fucking say it, Andrew. I can't.
I know. I just love how like we just talk about things, and you're like, "That's nice." Obviously, trying to.
I'm having a bad week, everybody, before you're undone.
Who have Celtic on next?
I can't.
Because
Shut up,
Celtic are having
Andrew.
a bad week.
I'm asking, who have you got next?
Okay, I don't know. I don't even know. Hold on a
Right,
look.
Celtic fan.
I give up. Honest to fuck. We have St Johnstone.
Oh Jesus!
At this rate, I'll go for St Johnstone 1.
I'll put a bet on it.
Fuck sake, man.
You're
That
not very
Barker.
confident there, mate.
I would usually go, fucking Celtic will beat them, but this season I'm pure distraught. I want to fucking murder the board or something. The board have pure pissed me off, right? Because they'll sit there and go, we back Neil Lennon, and then it's like the players don't want to play for Neil Lennon. It doesn't matter what happens. They want Neil Lennon gone, but if players want to leave, why are they playing shite? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
They'll do, if they want to leave, they'll do what Buddy Sissoko and Wijnaldum and that did for Newcastle a couple of years ago. Do absolutely piss poor during the season, and then whenever like the transfer window joins, whatever like comes along, whatever.
I mean, it doesn't. Physically, that's what me and my dad was saying today. When you work it out properly, if you're a defender, good defender, quite impressive, you had your line well. If AC Milan was to come in with a £35 million bid for you, you're not going to you're not going to turn around and go, I don't want to, I want to go to AC Milan, so I'm just going to play shite. I'm just going to sit here and play shite, so I can get benched. They're not going to want to buy you if you're shite. Do you know what I mean? It's the same way Aguero. If Barcelona came in with Aguero on Christmas Eve, came in and went to Manchester City, I will pay you 80 million for Aguero. Manchester City would probably rip the horn off.
I'd take that.
I would take that. I like Aguero. I think he is quite a good player, but for the last couple of seasons, he's done nothing.
One of the best bargains in recent Premier League history. 35 mil for Aguero was ridiculously cheap.
Where did he come from?
Atletico.
Did he? Aye.
He scored title-winning goals. He's scored consistently over the seasons. One of the best strikers in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Is there any strikers in the Premier League?
For Aguero. Yeah, I'd miss him, but I'd take it because we can get someone younger in and nurtured to be the same talent.
So you're not a big fan of Jesus then?
Jesus is, I find him iffy. Like on his day he's really good, but then again his day doesn't come that often, and like sometimes he just fluffs chances quite a bit.
But
he's not really
a bit more clinical.
Yeah.
It's quite it's all a measure of fate. When you work it out properly, it is all a measure of fate, because you can have somebody like, for example, Aguero, right? 80 million, for example, sell him. You've obviously got De Bruyne and you've got Sterling and Sané and all that can step up in front.
Sané, yeah.
Aye. No. Is it? No, who's Sané?
Sané just signed for Bayern Munich.
No, I mean Sadio Mane. Leave me alone.
Sadio Mane?
That's not his name, is it? The German. What's his name?
Who?
I'm not having a good week. I'm gonna go and fucking throw myself off a bridge.
Wait, from what team?
It's Sané, isn't it?
Yeah, but he didn't play for City.
He did, but didn't he?
He
He
did.
doesn't now, though.
Oh, they can't really
When-
say, oh yeah, the front
when did
three
they
for
get
Man
rid of
City.
him?
You've got Sterling, you've got De Bruyne, you've got Sane. He doesn't play for us anymore.
When did they get rid of him?
This summer.
Last year.
That just shows you how much I actually noticed he was there. He
Was
never
55
played
now?
that much, but
He was injured.
he was injured a bit, and then he wasn't playing a lot, and then they punted him.
That's the thing with us. Like we've got Mahrez who's come into his own for like the first time since his move to City. Like
Mahrez
he's
is
made
actually one of the best
made
players
that,
I've ever
made
seen.
that wing position his own in the City side. But that means we've dropped Bernardo Silva, one of the best sort of cams wingers in our team. We've dropped Ferran Torres, who's young and can score goals.
For Foden.
Phil Foden's young, obviously. We're nurturing him to be like he's more of a cam. So
You've got no real striker, though. I think you need.
got Aguero and he's that's good. Yeah,
I mean, fully fit. Like, you got no.
I mean, you've got Mahrez. I like Mahrez. I liked him when he played for Leicester.
Jesus is back fit. Jesus is back fit at the moment, but to replace him, we've got no one. We play Sterling up front.
But what I was saying, what I was
That
trying to
works.
say
That can work.
was
But I'm sorry. Laporte has been benched again. Something must be
Why?
happening behind the scenes.
Why?
They must have had like a rift or something between them because he's fit.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Right? Why do you pay 50 million and then bench him?
that's what I said.
He was our best defender last year. He got injured, but he's fully fit now. We play Stones and Diaz in front of him.
Okay. Why would you play Stones?
I don't know.
What reason? Right? Must be going through Pep Guardiola's head. Going. Do you know what, lads? I'm gonna play Stones.
We spent 40 million on Ake and 50 million on Laporte, both to be benched and not even picked over a guy from Barnsley.
Right. Tell me if you let me know if you disagree with me, right? But I think it's a bit of a crisis. Like, you're spending upwards 100 million on defenders, right? New defenders, and you're not playing them.
I swear I told you, Oscar, that I wanted Guardiola to leave City.
But who would you want to replace him?
That's a hot tip. Nagelsmann.
And not Pochettino.
No, because he's not winning anything. Well, there's Nagelsmann, but Nagelsmann, for me, is one of the best young-minded coaches there's ever is in the world right now.
Yeah, he would revolutionise your team.
He can nurture young. He can bring up Jesus. He can bring up Cancelo. He can bring up like Ake. Bring up whatever. Bring up Foden. Bring up Tommy Doyle. Bring up all these young players we've got.
But think about tactically. Tactically, your team is outdated, right? You need new tactics. You need
we're losing
an overhaul.
We're losing Nandinho at the end of the year as well. He's not been given a new contract, so which is going to be a big loss for us.
But you need to replace him. You need to.
That's what Rodri came in for, but he hasn't really done the same thing. But yeah, I reckon we should have got rid of Guardiola, and we should have spent all the money we could have spent to get Nagelsmann from Leipzig, because he would have brought in good young players to revolutionise our team. He'd have brought up the young players we've already got in our team to make them the best they can be. Yeah, Guardiola's a good manager, but
he knows Klopp as well. Nagelsmann knows Klopp.
And I think
As much as it pains me to say as a Liverpool fan, but you know,
Klopp's
he's
quite
the
good.
best rival you could have.
I like Jurgen Klopp. I
Yeah,
think he's quite funny.
I mean, he's one of the best managers we've ever had. Like, I can't think of any. I mean, obviously, you would say Shankly, Aaron, but you know, and
No, I would say
Paisley and that.
Ferguson.
Bob Paisley, yeah, people like that.
But
No,
I think
I would say Alex Ferguson.
what you get is the
Well,
best.
you could say Kenny Dalglish.
Mm.
Because look at all the money that Manchester. This is what I wanted to talk about as well. When you think about it, all the money that Manchester United has spent to win the leagues, they had spent millions upon hundreds of millions buying players and shaping and forming teams to win cups and leagues. But they won about 13 of them, 14 of them.
Yeah.
But Kenny Dalglish, Chris Sutton, Alan Shearer playing at Blackburn and won in 1994.
Technically, the Blackburn team as well was like people say, obviously, like money buys a league. Like, for example, when Jack Walker came in at Blackburn, he bought Shearer and bought quite a number of other players to win them that league.
I don't believe in all that pish like money. Well, money can buy the league, but money doesn't always buy the league.
Yeah, Leicester, for example, when they win it just by pure game and passion and how they play and how they set up teams.
How much did Riyad Mahrez cost Leicester City?
400k?
£500,000.
Yeah, £500,000, yeah.
One of the best players in the Premier League right now. One of the quickest, most skilled players is Riyad Mahrez. You know?
Mahrez will never top how he was for Leicester. Like,
No.
yeah, he's good for City. He's good for City, but the way he carried, him and Vardy, Vardy and Kante carried that Leicester team.
Vardy, what a striker, man. But Riyad Mahrez was getting the ball to Vardy, and Vardy was just putting in the net what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Which is good, to say the least. Then you get, as I was saying, you get money. But if you get money to buy, if you sell a player, sold Kieran Tierney to Arsenal for 25 million, right? Everybody knows that. But what everybody also knows is the Celtic board is incredibly incompetent and will not let Neil Lennon spend 25 million at once, because we got Shane Duffy for 2 million for Brighton, who's pish. We go Laxalt, who we haven't won a game since he's played. Who else did we buy? Barkas, who is quite possibly the worst keeper I have ever seen in my entire life.
That was bad on Thursday, not gonna lie.
That he isn't a keeper. I'm a better keeper than him. And I haven't done goalkeeping for years. Who else did we get? Is that it? I think that's it.
We were Scott Carson.
What?
Could be worse, mate. You could have Scott Carson on your ranks.
No, I would take fucking
Just
him.
like we do.
I would take MD against fucking Barkas. That Barkas is garbage. What do you think?
You take Claudia Bravo than Barkas.
Mate, I would take my granny that is in a wheelchair in a Barkas. I would take my fat bastard of a cat to be in goals at Barkas.
Over Barkas.
It's just comical. What he did on Thursday.
It's not even funny how fucking embarrassing he is to watch him play in that Celtic tap is an embarrassment. And the board better do something about it before something gets done about the board. Something will happen and it is going to be fucking bad. Police have been, it was in the paper, the police have warned about it, warned Celtic fans against going against the board and all that and with a protest, but what do you want the fans to do? You know what I mean?
I mean, to be fair, Aaron, your current board is nowhere near as bad as when Liverpool had. What was your previous owners called?
Hicks and Gillette.
Yeah. And when we had
they were bad.
Chilwatra, he brought in his board for Man City. In that 1 or 2 years he was at the helm, we were fucking dog shit. We lost 8-1 to Middlesbrough.
Ouch.
Which we put highlights up of it like 10 years.
Was that game Richard Dunn?
This 9-goal thriller. It wasn't a 9-goal thriller. We lost 8-1. It was not a 9-goal thriller.
No, those were the days, eh?
Well,
Yeah, cracking play.
And to think that was what?
12
years ago?
Giovanni, Stephen Ireland when he was good.
Giovanni wasn't that good, though.
Hmm?
Giovanni wasn't that good, though.
He was alright for us, and then he was alright for Hull as well. Like, he scored some cracking goals. Overall, his gameplay was a bit shy, but he was an okay player. Alano as well, he was cracking. Georgia Samaras, do not mention him.
Georgia Samaras!
Samaras.
Like Jesus.
Oh, Aaron. One of the best Celtic players I've ever seen is Nakamura.
Oh, Shinsuke Nakamura. Yes.
I was actually watching.
Yes.
I was watching an SPFL Classic game.
Him or Henrik Larsson.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who. The team Nakamura played them was actually really good because Nakamura was the king of free kicks. He just like no free kicks like Lee Griffiths against England free kicks, but he'd done a free kick that won. He was just fucking great, and then he'd done a free kick that won Celtic League
against United in the Champions League. Was that a free kick or was that just a goal?
I think it was just a goal. I think it was actually a free kick he scored against Manchester United.
Yeah, it was famous though. That yeah.
It was the best one. The best one was his fucking freestyle kick against Rangers. It just sailed up the park. Fucking Nakamura, boom, and the whole fucking park had exploded.
Take care for you guys. I've just thought of a better free kick taker than Nakamura.
Lee Griffiths.
No.
He's put it against Joe Hart again.
That's because Joe Hart was just trash at that. No, I'm not sure you might have heard it. If you've watched like loads of clips from like 2006 before or something like that, it's Juninho. Honestly, he was for Leon. Some of his free kicks are beyond belief incredible. He played for Middlesbrough for a bit as well.
Well, that's a bit of a step down, isn't it?
He went from Leon to Middlesbrough.
Sorry, man.
David Alaba.
Hmm?
David Alaba. for me. He has the perfect dip that
Damn it.
like
It's
he's
definitely Cristiano Ronaldo. Consistency in his free kicks.
yeah.
To be fair, yeah, so we've all got. So Aaron thinks Nakamura, Oscar thinks Alaba, and I think Juninho.
I mean, if it isn't Nakamura, it's got to be would you call him Lee Griffiths? He's a fucking fantastic goal scorer. Best striker, best person ever is Lyndon Dykes. Or salt and vinegar at Castle Malt.
What? Lyndon Dykes.
It was a
I
joke.
love how,
Man, don't go offended.
Aaron says best person ever was Lyndon Dykes.
No, do you know
Best
what I was actually
person.
what I was saying earlier? There was I was watching a game. It was only like 5 minute highlights or something. But I actually remember watching the game, and Nakamura boots the ball and he goes sailing across the park, and I think that was his first all-for-own goal. And then later on in the game, if I'm right, I'm positive it's the same game. Either that or I was dreaming, which I usually do. Do that a lot now, dreaming. Dream of Celtic winning the fucking game. So, the ball comes in, it's Caldwell, it goes McDonald, and then Jan Vinegar, a Hesselink. He does it into the net. He just goes, nee, don't fin it. He does it straight into the net, and that Celtic, he kept Celtic in title race. It was fucking brilliant, man. It was just. I always say that was one of the best goals I've ever seen. Just because it was fucking brilliant. He just sailed up in the line and fucking. It was just brilliant. But I liked Jan Vinegar at Hesselink. He was quite a good player.
Mm-hmm.
But he was Dutch. Now, how many Dutch players would you rate?
Wait, from today?
Or do you rate?
There's quite a few.
Dumfries, Van Dijk, Ligt,
Depay,
De Jong, Van de Beek, Gomez.
There's not actually no very.
Gravenberch.
I'm very, very picky with players. I don't like them, and if I don't like them, I'll never watch them again. I love Van Dijk. I think he's one of the best defenders ever to fucking play football. I like, what's that boy's name? Is it Delight? He's Dutch, isn't he?
Ligt.
Yeah.
Aye, he's quite good. I like him.
He's good.
What's the other one? Wijnaldum's alright, but I don't think he's amazing.
Wijnaldum is the workhorse of our team. Like he works so hard, and you can see it in the Dutch team as well when he plays. I think he's been the captain before. I've seen one of his goals for the Dutch national team live. He's good. It's brilliant.
The Dutch used to be fantastic.
Still are though. They've obviously got. I mean, the goalkeeper's what? Celestin.
But they're
Who isn't
not
that
the
great?
same.
They've got Van Dijk and De Ligt, and they've got Dumfries, they've got De Jong, Promes.
But they're not the same Holland that they used to be.
No.
Holland used to be able to fucking go and win the World Cup.
Holland, they had Van Basten and Van Nistelrooy, or the dirty Holland in the 2010 World Cup.
Putting it, That was. Do you know I was
I'm
actually
Bob
watching all.
Young.
I was watching all clip of Top Gear, and it was the one it was one after the World Cup final, and it was
Yeah.
Oh,
It-
Robin and Van Bommel and
aye, and all that,
Yeah.
Top Gear, like
and it was the one
who
where
watched
Van Bronckhorst.
So, last week, and they were like, me, I did. And then Jeremy was like, I couldn't watch it.
I didn't watch it.
I found the wedding card bit a bit cringe, but I struggled through and I found it quite good in the end. And they went, no, I couldn't watch it because I was in Johannesburg.
I was in Johannesburg watching the final, and he pulls at this vuvuzela, and none of them can play it. Jeremy actually got it to play better, but he's sitting there with his vuvuzela.
James was like trying to go tactical with it, wasn't he?
He just goes.
He
Just literally blows through it and goes, and everybody laughs because he's got a music degree, hasn't he? So everything was funny. But that was the funny thing, wasn't it? It was an orange one, and the laugh, why the fuck's it orange? And he says, because the Dutch watch Top Gear and the Spaniards wouldn't. And it was just funny. It was just funny the way they were saying things, and it was Richard Hammond just turned around and went, so you sat in Johannesburg, you sat in South Africa, watched him kick a Spaniard in the heart, and I was like, that just summed up the whole World Cup final right there.
Yeah. And it's like,
De Jong.
yes, I did.
Nigel De Jong on Xabi Alonso.
I don't ever
watched
think in my life or in any of our lives that we will ever see a Spain team that good again. No chance.
Mate, they had just depth all over the pitch, that Spain squad.
What was it? They won.
There's Casillas, they had Ramos, they had Puyol.
They had Iniesta. Iniesta scored the goal in the World Cup final.
Xavi, Iniesta, Fabregas, Busquets. They had Pedro, they had David Villa.
They were fucking, what a team they were. But
Iniesta.
as I already said that.
Oh,
Yeah. Cost.
What
Get with the programme.
To be fair.
They were a great team, but you've got to think about it. They won the Euros before that, didn't they?
Yeah,
After.
2008.
2 years after. Oh,
I'm sure they won in
2008 and
2012.
2012. Yeah.
2012.
I mean, they did win the World Cup. I remember that. They won the Euros. I said they were going to win the World Cup and the Euros. And I was told, no. They'll not win they'll not win the Euros. This is
Aaron, you're right. Aaron, they did win the Euros 2 years before because they beat Germany in the final.
Yeah, they won 2008, 2012.
Yeah.
Aye. So they won 2 European Championships and the World Cup. You know, and then they get pumped 5-1 the Confederations Cup final. As you do. And then Germany breezed their way to the final in 2014, and then France won it. Again.
But then didn't Spain beat Germany recently 6-1?
Andrew,
Really, Andrew?
everybody beats Germany. Everybody beats Germany. San Marino.
Okay, Aaron, if we're bringing politics into this, then yes.
I never brought politics, fuck all into it. I'm just telling the truth. Every country beats Germany, they know.
Hey, you said it, not me.
As long as your name's not England and you go through penalties, then you're not beating Germany at all.
Germany suck dick.
I mean,
I love
if
Germany.
you said that 6 years ago, you would be wrong, but yeah, they do now.
I love Germany, right? I've got German ancestry, so I'm quite behind Germany.
The German, it's just.
but it's so depressing. It's actually more depressing watching Germany than watching Celtic. And that's impressive. That is impressive.
That's some feat right there.
The downfall of Germany happened in the World Cup when they lost to South Korea.
I mean, they struggled to get to the semi-final in the Euros 2 years after they won the World Cup.
I was watching that at my mate's house when it was on, and then South Korea scored, and South Korea were up, Germany were up, and Neuer came out, being his sweeper keeper thing. South Korea booted it down, and they scored with just a free open goal.
I was actually watching.
Like, yes, come on, get out. And then I was like, wait, Germany out, okay.
They could beat half of Mexico as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, 2-0.
Against Sweden with that crude free kick goal.
I'm sitting watching it going,
oh, 1-0, 1-0. Sorry, yeah.
Mexico was in the last World Cup, wasn't they? And then I was like, when the fuck was South Korea last in the World Cup? I was like, you cunts are fucking... I was confused.
2002, probably.
I was sitting watching it going, you cunts are 4 fucking time world champions. And you can't beat South Koreans. I says, you get fucking no chance. Scotland could beat Germany. And Scotland lost their last couple of games after beating Serbia. Yes, sir. I can boogie, but I need a certain song.
Scotland, Germany.
Scotland, well, are you going to turn around and tell me Germany could beat us now?
Even
Germany
with
just
Germany struggling, they could still beat Scotland. Mate, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Leroy Sané, Goretzka, Kimmich.
6-1 after Spain.
Yeah, that's Spain, not Scotland.
Aaron, are you seriously suggesting that Scotland can beat Germany?
Right now, they probably...
No. We're not that bad.
Honestly.
Hey, we're not that bad.
Hey. At least we fucking qualified.
So did we. We qualified ages ago.
Shut the fuck up. Your government pays. You steal all your tax money.
If Scotland made a squad to play Germany without any Celtic players, maybe they will win because they don't have any bottlers.
Shut up, you fucking dick. John McGinn would save us. Super John.
Big John McGinn.
John McGinn, Andy Robertson.
Kieran Tierney.
If he doesn't fall on his ass. Try to think of somebody else. Big David Marshall. Big Super Marsh. I can't believe when he saved that goal against Serbia that he actually had to get up and he was like that. Fucking bastard.
Are you saying that David Marshall celebrated with his teammates after he saved the penalty?
Aye, but the way he stopped, he went like that to make sure it was definitely...
That's not very COVID protocol, is it there? 2 meters, mate.
Shut the fuck up.
Dortmund did it with Haaland.
Did England celebrate?
Well, no, because we've got nothing to celebrate.
Andrew, in their defense, aren't they a bubble? Like, aren't the team?
I know. Yeah.
They had to self-isolate coming home anyway.
Did they?
Why then?
They had to self-isolate coming home because obviously when you come home for flying and all that, you're supposed to self-isolate.
Aye, but we had Robertson in the starting lineup.
You bunch of fuckers.
Yeah, actually, you did as well. I think you did.
Bunch of COVID breaching bastards.
How's that a COVID breach? They're exempt. Like, that's not a COVID breach.
I think that's silly letting the national teams.
It's hypocritical, but yeah.
I think it's daft. Mind you, this programme has been pretty fucking daft. It's just us flinging fucking abuse at one
I
another.
wouldn't think why it's been daft, Aaron.
You, ballbag. It's your fault.
Funny, no, it's funny. Funny.
Right. So, this weekend's games, tomorrow's games, who is on apart from Liverpool and fucking
Leicester, Sheffield United, Spurs, Arsenal, North London derby.
West Bromwich Albion and Crystal Palace? Who you going for?
Yeah,
Palace, I think.
Crystal Palace.
I'll go Crystal Palace as well. Leicester City and Sheffield United.
Leicester.
I'll go for
Leicester.
Leicester. Tottenham Hotspur and Arsenal.
Spurs.
I'll go for
2-1.
Spurs.
I'll go for 2-0 Spurs.
I'm going to go for 2-0.
Liverpool and Wolves. I'm going to go for Liverpool.
Liverpool 2-1.
I hope Wolves, but I think Liverpool 1-0.
You would, you mank.
He's not even a man. He's like he's got a personality
For the sake of
disorder.
argument, I'm calling him a mank.
He's got a person. He's a mank with a personality disorder, Oscar, because he's really a Geordie that lives in Yorkshire that supports a mank club.
There's a reason for that, Aaron. But yeah, thanks.
You're a dick. That's a reason.
Well, the host is getting feisty here.
It's because he's annoyed me. You've upset me, you cunt. Brighton and Southampton. I don't know. That's
Southampton.
I'll go for Southampton.
2-0.
Do you know what? I think I'm going to go for a draw again. Where'd you go, Andrew?
Really?
He's left us. He's not talking to us anymore.
Yeah, I think you've upset him.
Well, it serves him right for ripping the cunt at me all week because I can't work technology.
I mean, come on, that is funny though. Like,
Isn't it funny? That Zoom, right? So, in case nobody knows
like,
this,
tell
right?
the viewers what happened.
We used to do this on Zoom, right? And now we're doing it on Microsoft Teams. But when I started trying to do the Zoom last night, this is obviously being recorded on Saturday the 5th. It was meant to be getting recorded on Friday the 4th because it's Monday and Friday. Or just Friday if we can't record Monday. So it's getting recorded on the Saturday night. It was new into Sunday morning. Last night we went to use the Zoom, me and Oscar. And if anybody has ever seen the film Independence Day, where the scene where the president turns up and he speaks to the alien and goes, "There can be peace between us," and the alien goes, "No peace," and starts doing all the screeching. Right, well that's what it sounded like. And I had a fucking headset on.
I can't really hear you guys now.
Andrew.
That's like 2 minutes, like legit, like cut out for me. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
The alien for Independence Day impression. Oh, peace. It's fucking.
I just did it. You talking about it, and I think I just did it like in that voice. It's easy to do it. You just have to like use your throat. But Aaron was died laughing.
It's an exclusive on the football show.
You know, Oscar, I'm just quite good at using his throat, ain't he? So aye, that's what happened. Screeched, and we had to move to Microsoft Teams because Zoom was being shit. And Oscar finds it hilarious.
Zoom is fecked. That's why.
Zoom is fecked, people. So we're stuck with Microsoft Teams now.
I just.
Sorry, this has just been an absolute pile of shite. They're all slagging pocket. They've been slagging the piss at me all week because I can't what hee-haw. Celtic get pumped constantly. Fuck my life. Just fuck my life. So somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. Probably going to be Celtic that's going to lose, but fuck it.
See you next time.
Exactly. Thanks for joining us tonight on That Fitbaw Show, and we will be back either Monday or the Friday, considering if I can actually get to turn on.
Or Saturday, Aaron, yeah?
Listen, this started the Friday. Don't fucking start your shite, Oscar. Good night, everybody. Take care.
Take care, man.
Alright.
Thanks for having me on.